Ferrari just committed automotive heresy, and the automotive world is absolutely losing its collective mind. After decades of spine-tingling V12 hypercars that made grown men weep tears of pure joy, Maranello has done the unthinkable. They've built their latest flagship, the F80, around a V6 engine. Yes, you heard that right, 6 cylinders, not 12. Half the cylinders, double the controversy. The reaction has been nothing short of explosive. Ferrari purists are calling it a betrayal of everything the prancing horse stands for. Social media erupted with comments like, "This isn't a real Ferrari," and "they've sold their soul." Some fans are even suggesting this marks the end of Ferrari's golden age, comparing it to when Jaguar disappointed the world with the XJ220's V6 instead of the promised V12. The automotive media tried to spin it as revolutionary, but the people aren't buying it. But here's where things get really interesting. Because while traditionalists are having what can only be described as a complete meltdown, Ferrari claims this V6 actually delivers more performance than any V12 they've ever built. The numbers seem to back them up too. This hybrid beast pumps out 1,200 horsepower, launches from 0 to 60 in just 2.15 seconds, and has already set a new lap record at Ferrari's test track. So the question becomes, in an age where lap times matter more than tradition, has Ferrari made a genius move or committed the ultimate sin? The controversy runs deeper than just the engine, though. Everything about the F80 seems designed to trigger Ferrari purists, from its aggressive, almost brutal styling that abandons the elegant curves of previous generations, to its eye-watering price tag that's nearly double what the McLaren W1 costs. But perhaps most shocking of all, despite all the outrage, despite all the criticism, despite fans threatening to boycott the brand, every single one of the 799 F80s has already been sold. Rumors had swirled for months about a V6 under the F80's sleek body, but nothing prepared die-hard Ferrari fans for the actual announcement. It felt like watching your favorite band replace its lead singer. Utter disbelief and anger erupted overnight. What followed was a barrage of forum posts declaring they've chopped Ferrari in half, and "this isn't the soul-stirring V12 I dreamed of." Purists accused Ferrari of abandoning its heritage, pointing to a lineage that stretches back to the glorious V12s of the 250, GTO, and F40. A V6 in a hypercar is like a black and white TV in a 4K world, one critic quipped. Yet Ferrari responded defiantly, arguing that the F80's 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6 paired with E-turbos and electric motors not only matched, but exceeded the output of any V12 they've made. In fact, that compact V6 produces 900 horsepower on its own, almost 250 more than the V6 in the 296 GTB, and teams up with 3 additional electric motors for a combined 1,200 horsepower hybrid system. Ferrari engineers claim that the move to a lighter, more compact powertrain was driven by pure performance logic, weight distribution, packaging efficiency, and instantaneous throttle response, thanks to E-turbo assistance. Despite the engineering rationale, speculation spread that this was also a cost-cutting measure disguised as innovation. Reports claimed insiders fretted over meeting emissions targets and boosting hybrid technology for upcoming F1 regulations. Skeptics whispered that Ferrari needed to prove its mastery of hybrid systems before competitors caught up. Whether marketing savvy or genuine engineering leap, the V6 choice ignited a fierce debate. Was this a betrayal of tradition, or the bold step Ferrari needed to redefine hypercar performance? There's been a collective groan every time the F80's engine fires up. This isn't the symphony of screaming cylinders enthusiasts expected. Early test drives described the exhaust note as muted, almost industrial, likening it to a vacuum cleaner more than a prancing horse's roar. On social media, comments range from, "It sounds like an overgrown weed whacker," to more colorful descriptors that we'll politely paraphrase as utterly underwhelming. Critics point out that Ferrari's heritage is built on heart-pounding V12 acoustics that crescendo like an orchestral finale. But the F80's hybrid V6 seems to swallow its own voice under electrical whirs and turbo spools. Rumors suggest Ferrari prioritized emission controls and turbocharger efficiency over raw sound, leaving fans wondering if the visceral thrill has been sacrificed for performance metrics. Even some insiders admit they were stunned by the lack of that signature wail, speculating that engineers wrestled sound dampening into the muffler design to meet new noise regulations. Yet beneath the disappointment lies a twist. Ferrari argues that the E-turbos deliver instantaneous boost, and the overall blend of engine and electric motor noise creates a futuristic soundtrack meant to signal the brand's hybrid future rather than mimic the past. Whether that futuristic hum will ever replace the classic V12 crescendo in the hearts of purists remains to be heard, literally and figuratively. The F80's styling has sparked its own battlefield, with opinions split between those who call it brutal brilliance and others who label it an ugly cheese wedge. From the front, the blacked-out 12-cylindry visor housing the headlights gives the nose a menacing glare, but some say it looks more like a scowl than a stare. Streaming renderings and spy shots only fueled the fire, as purists lamented the loss of the graceful curves that defined icons like the F80 and LaFerrari. On enthusiast forums, comments ranged from, "It looks like someone smacked a block of metal into a Ferrari badge," to grudging praise that its narrow cabin and aggressive diffusers are genuinely functional, sculpting airflow with surgical precision. Critics argue that this race-bred brutalism sacrifices elegance, turning the F80 into a walking contradiction. A hypercar that looks more at home on a track than in a collector's dream garage. Yet Ferrari's design chief, Flavio Manzoni, defends the aesthetic as truth to function. Every angle serves downforce or cooling, celebrating beauty in its bare essentials. The side intakes peel back like sliced metal to reveal carbon fiber understructure, and the edge-to-edge wing flutters with active aerodynamics reminiscent of their Le Mans prototypes. In the end, whether it's art or industrial machinery depends on your perspective. But there's no denying it's one of the most divisive designs in Ferrari's 80-year history. Peel back the glossy reveal, and the F80's price tag hits like a thunderbolt. £3.1 million, roughly $3.9 million, including taxes. That's a cool million more than McLaren's W1, a car with similar hybrid performance credentials but double the cylinder count in a V8 format. For context, you could buy nearly 2 LaFerraris for the price of a single F80 and still have change for a down payment on a house. Fans and collectors balk at the idea of spending nearly $4 million for what they dub half a Ferrari, a phrase that has trended in comment sections and private chat rooms alike. Critics question the value proposition. You're paying top-tier hypercar money for a V6 engine layout that not only breaks tradition but also costs more than many fully electric hypercar prototypes. Rumors swirl that early buyers negotiated hidden performance add-ons just to justify the sticker shock, while others placed deposits purely on spec alone, betting on the F80 becoming a future collector's unicorn. Yet history has shown that Ferrari's halo cars often carry premiums far beyond their initial list price, sometimes selling at auction for multiples of original MSRP. Add in the allure of limited production, just 799 units, And the question becomes whether this staggering price is a deal or merely the cost of admission to Ferrari's next chapter. And as jaw-dropping as the cost is, it's about to get even more personal when we look at just how this car performs against its closest rival. Despite the uproar over engine, sound, design, and price, the F80's numbers tell a jaw-dropping story. Its hybrid V6 blasts from 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 2.15 seconds and rockets to 124 miles per hour in 5.75 seconds, outpacing the McLaren W1's quoted 0 to 62 miles per hour of 2.4 seconds and 0 to 124 miles per hour in about 6 seconds. The F80's all-wheel drive system and e-turbos grant an edge off the line, while McLaren's rear-wheel drive layout, despite its slightly higher 1,258 horsepower, can't quite match the F80's traction and instant torque delivery. On track, the F80 shattered the road-legal Fiorano lap record with a time of 1 minute 15.3 seconds, 2 seconds quicker than Ferrari's own SF90XX Stradale, and 4.4 seconds ahead of the LaFerrari, cementing its status as the quickest road-legal Ferrari ever. The McLaren W1, while spectacular, has yet to officially challenge that mark, and given its lighter but less grippy configuration, may struggle to bridge the gap. Here's the irony. The very choices that sparked outrage may prove to be Ferrari's masterstroke. By embracing a high-output V6 hybrid, Ferrari has delivered a hypercar that prioritizes real-world performance over nostalgic soundtracks. Rumors suggest the F80's engineering team deliberately provoked debate to ensure the car dominated headlines. And it's working. Collectors who once swore off the F80 now whisper about its lap times more than its cylinder count, and some early owners admit they pre-ordered simply to join the conversation. Industry insiders speculate that Ferrari's willingness to shatter tradition will give it room to innovate faster than rivals, especially as emissions regulations tighten and hybrid expertise becomes paramount for future F1 powertrains. In a twist worthy of Maranello's storied past, the F80 might end up being remembered not as Ferrari's greatest miscalculation, but as the hypercar that forced the entire industry to rethink what defines a true supercar. When tomorrow's drivers look back, they may see this six-cylinder icon as the moment Ferrari chose bold progress over blind allegiance, and they might even celebrate it. The Ferrari F80 has ignited fierce debate, pitting heritage against innovation, visceral tradition against cutting-edge performance. It's a car that challenges everything enthusiasts thought they knew about the prancing horse. Its six-cylinder heart and futuristic hybrid systems, replacing the roaring V12, its polarizing design daring to prioritize function over form, and its eye-watering price testing the very limits of collector faith. Yet beneath the controversy lies a machine that breaks records, shatters expectations, and may very well chart Ferrari's course for the next era of hypercars. So, what does the F80 truly represent? Is it the ultimate betrayal of Ferrari's storied past, or the boldest leap into a future defined by speed, efficiency, and relentless innovation? Perhaps the real story isn't about the number of cylinders under the hood, but about the courage to redefine a legend, and the endless quest for performance that drives Ferrari forward. In the end, the F80's legacy will belong to those who dare to judge it by its lap times, not its lineage. Thank you for watching.